Yeah. So good morning, everyone. So yesterday we discussed, like in the yesterday's session, we discussed testing life cycle. We discussed SDLC, software development life cycle, right? We started here, right? So we started with SDLC, software development life cycle, and I explained what is requirement analysis, design, implementation, testing, and evaluation phases. And we also discussed testing life cycle, wherein I explained what is unit testing, integration testing, functional testing, performance testing, right? Now, these are the important phases in testing life cycle, right? Now, let's understand what is performance testing. So we are interested in performance testing, the last phase, right? So we know like unit testing and integration testing will be done by developers, and functional testing will be done by functional test engineers, right? Functional test engineers, I know they do that, functional testing. So we are interested in performance testing, and let's understand what is performance testing. So as you can see here, performance testing is non-functional testing to determine the speed of the application. What is meant by speed, guys? Let me explain this. What is meant by speed? Say for example, you are typing amazon.in, right? You are sending a request.
Response time.
Yes.
Application respond.
What is that?
Response time.
Response time of the page, right? Speed means nothing but response time of the page. Okay, let me open another website. Say for example, you type apple.com, right? I'm using incognito browser because like if I'm using same browser, right, if I am using same browser, it will load faster, right? Why does it load faster if I use the same browser, normal browser? And like I opened a private browser, an incognito browser, right? And in which browser the page will be loaded faster, guys?
Regular browser.
Assume that I accessed this page previously, right? So if I access this apple.com previously, normal browser, in the normal browser, it will be loaded faster because every normal browser will have something called browser cache, right? Normal browser will have something called browser cache. Let me type it here. Browser cache, right? Some people pronounce it as cache, some people pronounce it as cache, right? So what is meant by this browser cache? What is the purpose of this browser cache?
It remember all the previous history.
Right. So it stores all the, see, whenever you access any page, right, you have some images, you have some JavaScript files, CSS files, and so on, right? Right, we'll discuss what is JavaScript, what is CSS files in the next coming up sessions. But now remember that like you will have certain page components. There will be a lot of page components. Page components means parts of a page, parts of a HTML page, right? So what does this browser cache does is it will store all those images, JavaScript files, CSS, all the page components in the cache, in the browser cache. What is the purpose of storing them? Why will it store them, or why will it remember them? Anyone?
For fast performance.
Yes.
Fast performance.
Yeah. So why does it store all those images and all in the browser caches? The next time you access the same page, right? If you access the same page, suppose you accessed amazon.in, you visited this website, and you did some search for some product, right? A search for some product, right? And now these pages, these images also will be stored in the browser cache, right? Now suppose if you access something, some product, right? Now again we have some images here, so all these images will be stored in the browser cache, right? And suppose assume that you closed it, right? The next time you access the same page, right, it will not access from the servers, it will not go to the Amazon servers, but it will load those images and all. The next time when you access the page, right, it will not fetch it from the Amazon servers. The very first time it will fetch from Amazon servers, but next time if you access the page, right, it will load the images and all from the browser cache to improve the performance, right, or to load the page faster. So how does that happen is, it will use the browser cache. Whenever you access any page, it will, all the important components of that page will be loaded into the, will be stored in the browser cache. And the next time you access the same application, it will be loaded from that browser cache. Is it clear, guys? Everyone?
Yes.
Right now I'm using if you use incognito window or a private browser, and suppose you type amazon.in here, right, as private browsers don't, they won't save your browsing history, right? They will not store the browsing history, they will not store cookies and site, right? So like it, so it will be slower compared to the normal browser, right, because there is no cache mechanism here. Clear? Yes, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right, see, here you can observe, did you observe that this page took some time, right? Or else, let me open, apple.com, right? So see, it takes some time, some 2 to 3 seconds or 3 to 4 seconds to load the complete page. Still now it is loaded, right? So it took some time, right? Some 3 seconds or 4 seconds or 5 seconds, right? So this is called as response time of the page or speed of the page, right? So we are discussing about this. What is this speed? What does this speed correspond to? So performance testing, the main objective of doing performance testing is to determine how speed the page is. What is the response time of any page? Clear? Yes, is it clear what is speed here in this case?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right? You understood what is meant by speed here, right?
Yes, sir.
Even, right? So speed is also called response time of the page. So to find out response time of a page, we do performance testing. And then what else? Responsiveness. How responsive is the application and how stable is the application, right? Right. So to determine the speed, we'll go to the next slide to see, some detailed explanation about performance testing, right? So not this one. Let me go to the next slide. Yeah. So here it is. So performance testing. So what is performance testing all about? Performance testing is a non-functional testing. Non-functional testing to determine an application speed, stability, scalability, and reliability. Right. So we do performance testing to find out application speed, stability, scalability, and reliability. Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. Next one.
Yes,
So, so this is about performance testing, right? So, at a high level. So let me go to the, previous slide. So, yeah. So, and how do we do performance testing, right? So how do we do performance testing for an application is, so this is how we do, right? Simulate important business flows of an application, right? Simulate important business flows of an application, test the application under predefined concurrency. Let me explain this, okay? Let me explain, the first point, okay? What are the important business flows of an application, right? Let us understand this. Say for example, you let us take Amazon example, amazon.in, because everyone uses, most of you might have used Amazon application, right? Amazon or Flipkart, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I hope everyone used Amazon or Flipkart application here, right? Flipkart or Amazon? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So now, can you list out what are the critical business flows of the application? Business flows means nothing but, as an user, what do you do generally with a
Sir, we are
online
getting some
application like,
background disturbance.
Flipkart or Amazon? Yes. Hey, someone is saying something.
Nothing, sir. Some background disturbance is there. Now it is okay.
Okay. Yeah. There is power off here. That's why I have to open the doors. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to bear with me till that the power comes up. Right?
Okay.
Until the power is restored. Actually, I'm at hometown. I told you, right? I'm at hometown. If I'm in Hyderabad, I will not have. I have power backup there. So here I don't have power backup. Yeah. So that's fine. So let me know if it is too much. I'll close the door. Okay, if the background noise is too much. So let us understand what are the critical, or important business flows of an application. Yes. So let's take some Amazon example. Okay. Now, can you tell me what are the business flows of the application? Means business flows means nothing but what do most of the users do with with this e-commerce application like Amazon or Flipkart. Okay, Amazon or Flipkart, right? Or JioMart, right? Recently, Jio has started this JioMart, right? What do we generally do with these applications? Yes, anyone?
Adding items to the cart.
No, first, for adding items to the cart, you search for that item, right?
Yes.
Search a product, right? Search products. Yes.
User friendliness.
What is that?
User friendliness.
No. I am asking, what do you do with a shopping application like Flipkart or Amazon?
Yes, it's easy to access. Easy to understand what is the requirement.
So once you search the product, you add to cart, right? You may add to cart if you see. Some may just leave they search for a product and they may not purchase also, isn't it? Right? And some may purchase, right? So to purchase the product, we add to the cart. Next.
Payment section, payment. Bill pay.
So some people may just visit the home page, right? So just visit the home page to check any offers. Yes or no? They just visit the home page and check if there are any offers or not and leave the page. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Next. And if they add to cart next, what is the next step? Let me do one thing. So I will put it in the top. Just visit homepage, right? And leave the application, right? Or else like search for some products, right? And add to cart, right? Or yes. So make payment, right? Make payment and buy the product, right? Yeah. Next, what next? Yes, please make it fast. We have to discuss, business flows of different applications. Please make it fast.
Address
What are
update.
the,
Delivery address
Delivery
they
address.
might update.
what is that?
Delivery address they might update, right?
That is part of make payment and while making payment. Make payment, I'll do one thing, make payment and place order. Okay. Place the order. That will come under address and all. Entering the address and all. Right. So what else?
Yep.
So once
back
in a
to
while
home
we can
page.
cancel orders, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Cancel orders, track orders. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. So these are the critical business flows of this e-commerce application. Now let's assume, right? So let us take another example. Let us take a net banking application. So is it that you are testing a net banking application? Now tell me, list out what are the steps that you do with what are the what do you do generally with the net banking application?
Login details.
Fund transfer.
Now, first of all, if you want to use, one more thing. So we have to create a we have to create a user ID, right? That is important, right? To use any application, first of all, you have to create an user ID, right?
Yes.
That is user registration, isn't it?
Yes.
User registration. Yes or no?
Yes.
I'll remove this. This very few people do it, right? We are discussing important business flows, only important business flows. There may be a number of, but we are discussing only important business flows. Again, to use any net banking application, we have to register ourselves, right? User registration. Next.
Fund transfer.
Fund transfer. Yes, fund transfer is another important, business flow. I'll come to that. Okay, let me put it here. Fund transfer. Yes.
check balance.
Right. Login and check balance. Right. This is another important thing. Fund transfer you may do once in a while, but the more frequent thing is like we log in and check the balance, right? That is more frequent, yes or no?
Yes.
Right.
Statement
So
download.
next one is fund transfer. So again, in fund transfer, we have 3 different types of fund transfer in India. What are they?
RTGS, NEFT, IMPS.
NEFT, right? RTGS, and what is the third one?
IMPS.
IMPS, right? These are the different types of fund transfer. Next, what next? In India, we have this NEFT, RTGS, and IMPS. See, suppose if it is US, they call that as, wire transfer and something, right? They call that as wire transfer, right? International wire transfer. I worked for, a US application, when I was working for Bank of America. Then I came across these terms. They call that as wire transfer, international wire transfer, and so on. Right? So anyways, so fund transfer is one of the important business flow of the application, of a net banking application. What else? What else, guys?
Statements.
Making payments.
Right. Account statement. Right. Account statement. Next.
Loan eligibility.
Doing payments.
Yeah. Utility bill payments. Right. Utility bill payments. What is utility bill? What is meant by utility bill payment, guys?
Electricity.
Power.
Weight
Right.
tax.
Right. Power bill or electricity bill or mobile bill and so on. Right. And then credit card payments. Right. Next. Loan payments. Right.
Offers.
No one have loans here. No one said loan payment.
I said na. Loan
Okay.
payments.
Okay. All right. So loan payments and what else?
Offers.
Huh?
Offers.
Offers. Okay. Check offers. Okay. Next. Credit card bill payment. We already covered it. Credit card bill payment here. Right. And once in a while, we may update profile, right? We may update our mobile number or email ID or
Yes.
address and all, right? Update profile. Right. So these are the critical business flows of net banking application. Now, if you are testing this net banking application, if you are doing performance testing for a net banking application, so you have to cover all these, you have to do all these, you have to do all this, you have to cover all these critical business flows of the application, right? You should include all such type of testing in your, performance testing, isn't it? Now, the last example, let us take a travel application, because we will be using one of the travel application for scripting purpose. So I want to explain travel application, and then we will go to the slides, right? Can you list out like what do we do with any travel application? So let me put some examples here. Everyone might have used Redbus, right?
Yes.
Redbus or IRCTC. What else? What else, guys?
Abibus.
Abibus, Make My Trip.
Make my trip.
Abibus or Clear Trip, right? Clear Trip or Make My Trip. Right? We have a lot of travel applications, right? What else? What is your favorite travel application? What are the other applications? Right? Okay. So let us consider the any travel application. So what do we do with the travel application, guys? What are the critical business flows of the important business flows of any travel application?
For this
Registration.
also, we will do the registration, user registration.
User registration, right? For any type of application, user registration comes first, right? We have to use the application, we will register ourselves, right? Next, after user registration, what else?
We will check the offers.
Search for buses.
Search buses. Someone is saying offers everything. Okay. Yeah. So search for buses. Buses are trains, right? Search for buses or trains or flights, right? Yes. Next, what else?
Search for the packages.
Search packages. Search packages. Next.
Seats are available or not.
Search availability. When I say search buses or something, search availability, right? Availability. Availability of a bus or flight or train, whatever it is, right? What else, guys? Book a ticket. Yes.
Payment.
Book ticket. Payment comes under book ticket. Right.
Cancel ticket.
Okay. I'll add payment also. Right. Next.
Cancellation ticket.
Cancel ticket. Next. Print a ticket. Right.
Tracking.
Tracking. Right. So these are the important these are the important business flows of any travel application, isn't it? So you may be see nowadays travel applications, they also provide hotel room booking, right? Most of the travel applications are providing hotel room booking also, right? Pilgrim packages, travel,
Yes.
hotel room booking, isn't it?
Yes.
They are providing pilgrim packages, right? Or tour packages. So all come under this tour packages or pilgrim packages. Right. So these are the critical business flows of any travel application. Now, if you are testing any application based, you have to determine what are the critical business flows of the application, and you have to simulate those critical business flows, simulate those important business flows of your application, right? And test the application under predefined concurrency. Let us understand what is this, right? So these terms, it's simple, simple to understand. What is meant by predefined concurrency is, suppose, any application will have certain user load, right? So for example, let me give some real-time numbers. IRCTC application, anyone know how many people will be using per day? I mean, before this lockdown, before the pandemic, does anyone know how many users, will be, how many
It
tickets
is in lakhs.
per day? Yes.
10 lakhs.
IRCTC, right? IRCTC volume is 20 lakh tickets per day. The volume of IRCTC ticket booking is 20 lakh tickets will be booked per day across India, right? So out of these 20 lakh tickets, online tickets, will be like around 15 to 16 lakhs, 15 to 16 lakhs or 15 to 17 lakhs. Okay. So online tickets, online tickets, there used to be some 17 to 18 lakhs per day, right? And we have IRCTC reservation counters also, right? So those reservation counters, used to, through that reservation counters, the remaining 3 to 4 lakhs tickets will be booked for, through that reservation counters. Got it? Some 2 to 3 lakhs, whatever it is, approximately. I'm giving some rough numbers. Right? So just imagine, so using irctconline.co.in, right? So, 17 to 18 lakh tickets will be booked per day. And how many so one person can book 4 tickets maximum, right? Yes or no? So I'll make this 16 to 18, right? So one person can book 4 tickets, isn't it? So there will be approximately 5 to 6 lakh users per day who used to use IRCTC. 5 to 6 lakh users per day. Got it? Or like 6 to 7 lakh. Let me these are approximate numbers, guys. Okay, but these are real numbers. Okay, so it will not be every day. There will not be 8 lakhs users, right? Approximately 6 to 8 lakh users use IRCTC online application. IRCTC online application. The remaining tickets, around 3 to 4 lakh tickets will be booked through reservation counters, right? Now, if you are testing this IRCTC application, you have to simulate this much user load, right? I'll explain why. How do we simulate user load and all? First, understand that if you are testing IRCTC application, you have to test with 6 to 8 lakh users. 6 to 8 lakh users. That is the volume of users, right? That is predefined concurrency. That is what predefined concurrency means. You got it? We have to test the application with that much user load, right? Is it clear, guys? How do we test that? We will discuss that in the coming up sessions. So when we are doing performance testing, for any application, we should test the application. First, we have to know what are the critical business flows like this. And then how many users use per day. We have to know that number and we have to test with those many users. Clear? Right? And validating the application servers readiness ahead of peak events like Big Billion Sale or Black Friday Sale. You might have, you are well aware of these terms, right? Big Billion Sale or Black Friday Sale, right? So for any, you might have heard this with Flipkart or Amazon, right? Big Billion Sale and all this. And Black Friday is US term, right? So, in US, they will have some Black Friday. They will have, offers on that day, isn't it? Someone is saying offers, right? You might have known this very well. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right? So when do we do performance testing mostly, right? If there are some peak events, like if there are any peak events like Big Billion Sale or Black Friday Sale, right? There will be more number of users, right? When we have Big Billion Sale or Black Friday Sale. Yes or no? You remember, initially, like, few years back, when there is a Big Billion Sale or free, right? Some Big Billion Sale. When there is a Big Billion Sale, Flipkart or Amazon has crashed. Their servers crashed. Yes or no? Do you remember that? Do you know that?
Yes, yes.
So and there is huge loss for their business. The application was down for only few hours, but still there is crores of loss for the company, right? Because all the business will see. Suppose, for example, you are facing some issues. Whenever you are trying to access, say for example, Flipkart, you are trying to buy a product on Flipkart.com, right? And every time you are facing some issues, right? You are or you are facing some issues. When you say issues, sometimes the page may not load, or sometimes the payment is failing. Let's assume that you are facing such performance issues, right? Then what happens? What are the implications? What happens if you are facing issues with some e-commerce application continuously? Or for example, you are trying to book a ticket in IRCTC. You are unable to book the you are facing some issues and you are unable to book the ticket. Then what do you do normally?
We'll see the alternative.
Yeah, we'll go for alternate options, right? So what are the alternate options if you are facing issues with Flipkart, right? You go to Amazon.
Yes.
Amazon, right? Yes or no? Or if you are, if you are facing issues with the IRCTC, right? So if you remember, or if you use IRCTC like 5 to 10 years back, it used to be horrible, right? It used to be very horrible. The performance used to be very bad. So there is no guarantee that you can book a ticket whenever you want to book a ticket, right? There is no guarantee, it used to fail when we are searching for trains or, when you are making some payment, right? So it used to fail somewhere, right? So, then I started using ClearTrip, right? So ClearTrip also we can book a ticket, right? Train ticket. Yes or no? ClearTrip also you can book a, in ClearTrip you can book train tickets or flight tickets or anything. So then I switched to ClearTrip. So obviously that is what it happens, right? So if you are facing, if your application is not performing well, right? First thing is you will lose the business, right? Here, IRCTC, lost that business. For every ticket booked, they will get some amount, right? They will get some commission, right? Yes or no? That is how IRCTC
sir.
seeks revenue, isn't it? So, they will lose that revenue if users moves to some other website, right? So they will lose the business. At the same time, that business will go to the competitor. Understood? That business will eventually go to the competitor, isn't it? See, there are two types of losses here. One loss is they will lose the business. The other loss is they lose the customer to their competitor, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right? So that is why the performance testing is very much important, right? That is the importance of performance testing. So yeah, let me go back to this. So when you have some peak events like this, right, you have to plan accordingly. You have to validate whether your servers are ready for that peak events or not. Clear? And the next important thing is test the application stability before or after version release. So before any application goes into production, you have to test the application stability. How stable is the application, right? So this is performance testing at a very high level, guys. Okay, I'll stop it here. So let us if you have any queries, we will discuss and we'll stop the session for today. We'll continue tomorrow, guys. Right? This is performance testing at a very high level. Okay, let me pause recording. Yeah, any queries? We can discuss and we can stop for today.
Sir, everyday session you can upload YouTube. Sir.
Sorry?
Everyday session you can upload YouTube. Sir.
Yeah, I will upload every session to to YouTube, right? First 7 or 10 demo sessions will be uploaded as public videos, right? And once the load runner is started or JMeter is started, right? Then I will be uploading as private videos and sharing to you only, those who paid the fee only, right? Those who joined the training only. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Those
In
videos.
that class 10 some discussions are there now. That's why not able to understand.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm passing the. Yeah. So please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching and thank you.